What's up, Mike? I don't know when the last time I sharpened this. Let me turn that off so you don't get feedback. Man, I'm feeling great, dude. And it is a good day. I'm feeling great, Mike. How about you? I have to redo this leg. Heather told me you got a donation for being positive, man. That's what's up. That's what I like to see that. Yeah, I'm remaking this leg. It's not long enough because there's some anglish in the board. So I kept looking at how can I tweak it and stuff. I'll just remake the whole leg. No, that's not much of a... I'm with you, man. That's what it is, man. You gotta just, it's grind season right now, man. As far as I see it, I have to like grind first and think of things later, you know. It was a season for everything, man. And it is, unfortunately or fortunately, it is my season to grind. So yeah, I'm psyched about getting this bed rail finished here. And adding some elements to it to make it interesting, and then getting the ladder built, and then sanding and finishing the whole bed. I'm going to be spending some time on that, I imagine. I'm going to turn the line side to me so I got a better guide. Put it up here this way for a minute. Where is mine? Can you guys run a 3D printer? I do not have one. Chardonnay was the only person I knew. Well, I know some other people who have them, but I have never run a 3D printer before. I have no experience with a 3D printer at all. Zero. I like them. They seem cool, but I don't have one. Grind first and ask questions later. Finish my stuff first and ask questions later, I guess is the key. It was sitting up here. Oh, I'm glad it didn't fall when that wind came through. Oh, really? Hey, that's good. Welcome, Real Outdoor Living. I better get to the bottom of my chat here. Doing excellent, man. How are you doing? Real Outdoor Living asked how we're doing. My featured member for the day was Pelado. So I got a short out on Pelado, and I included Melinda in there because I thought, you know, I like her channel. She's got entertaining content too. So and you know, we all love Pelado. So I just went ahead and made that short and put it out. Yeah, man, I understand that, man. I'm sick quite a bit. Dang, man, my curve is so far off there. I like to start from the other side usually. And that's not too bad. It's kind of like a yeah, as soon as people start staying inside a little more, you start to see that. If anybody's listening, shout out to my little niece Estrella. It was her birthday on the 14th. Got a bunch of Virgos in this family. So happy for her. Thank you. Said happy birthday, Estrella. Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, you know, she's a smart little thing, Estrella is. Looks like Cindy Lou Who. Yeah, so the rail is warped, so it needs a leg that's taller on this side. Ooh, that took a nice piece off right there. Double tap that screen for me, y'all like this video. Sometimes the best way to cut a curve is to cut laterally and then chisel the curve. If you have a scroll saw or something that can handle thicker timbers, then that makes sense that you would use that. I don't think I would try to put my jigsaw through a 2x4. It bottoms out kind of, you know. I don't know if y'all know what I'm talking about. The depth of the blade really is just not enough. It may be. Also, it's really jagged because you're dealing with a thicker medium, so you tend to find with that, just the jigsaw doesn't do clean work. A lot more room for error with the chiseling. CNG, what's up, buddy? We got a knot here, guys. So what do? We got a handle around that knot so we don't end up with a blowout. Let's find a small chisel here. I'm gonna kind of just puncture this on as many sides as I can, even through the top. But it's still, see how hard it is even to get that very sharp tip in there. It's probably still gonna be a problem here. So let's get that out. Another knot right there. See that knot? Yeah. CNG said knots can be a real pain. I agree. You certainly can. The ones in this board have turned to be, they're difficult, but I've seen worse for sure, where they affect the grain outward, and it's just, you can never find a clean grain to work with. They affect the grain away from the knot too. That's sometimes the worst part. All right, take some of that out. This is the spot that is raised. Let's see here. Mike said, my lunch has taught me a Buddhist lesson. You know, when you enjoy a taco and you take a huge bite, and a piece of the shell jabs you in the roof of your mouth, life is suffering. That's true. That's true. We're comparing chip maladies right now. The direction problem here. I love to shout out my members, and we do member showcases twice a week. Can't do them every day, but we do them twice a week where I spin the wheel and I feature a member. Today's featured member is Palada Creations. So he's probably sleeping right now, but check out that short that I made using some footage from I spun the wheel and got Palado, and then we looked at a couple of his videos. Absolutely, Real Outdoor. Appreciate you, man. I said, look when the live is over. Still is a little bit raised right there between here and here. Winkle says, so I might have used the mallet for bashing things with. Like I said, no returns or exchanges, my friend. Glad it did that job for you. Welcome, Benjamin, though. Benjamin Winkle of BW Wood Turning. Excuse me, Wood Turning. As we know, turning is a distinct form of woodworking in the woodworking umbrella. No, Benjamin, it was made for bashing things, just not metal and stone things, wood things. Hit some wood stuff with it. That looks pretty good. Let me see, I got one edge to do. It was indeed made for that, Ben. Oh yeah, look at that. Robert G, welcome. Friend of the program and member Robert G. Also, Benjamin is a friend of the program and member, and so is Mike's in Real Outdoor Living and CNG. It's a members only chat. That's how it's supposed to fit. Now that's not level, but the board is tilted, so I have to work with that, and that's much better than it was. Robert G said, hello, Heather. Make sure I get the wrong leg out of here, too. Wind is blowing here, acting like it wants to be fall. Hear that, Joe? Robert G. Heather's hanging up laundry right now. That's why she can't answer you. Quarter of an inch. I hear my stomach growling. It's terrible. This seems a little more than what I took out. That's better. Vitali, what's up, man? Shout out Vitali. Long time friend of the program. Vitali, I'm working on the rail for this bunk bed. Putting some little ribbony patterns in it. I might inlay something in here. I haven't decided yet. But I want the rail to have some texture. Missed you, man. What you been up to? We're always talking about you. Yeah, I'm glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you back. Vitaly said, first day of college. Congratulations, Vitaly. We knew you were going to get that higher ed. Look at that. See, y'all putting too much pressure now. It's doing good till right then. Vitaly said, yeah, I had an eventful day. Calvin locked in. How far are we from completing the project? Actually, Vitaly, we're on the tail end of this project. This is the rail. I need to make the stairs, and then we're done with this bunk bed, man. And it gets installed where it's supposed to get installed, you know. So we're close, man. I'm just trying to make the finishing touches nice. Kevin Ellis, welcome. Big shout out to Vitaly. So glad that you're here, man. Been a while, and we love Vitaly over there in Ireland. While we're kind of on a low note here, I want to extend the call to action to you all to, if you enjoy the channel, absolutely become a member. It's $2.99 a month. That's less than most people pay for a cup of coffee. So become a member, and you know, trust and believe that I'm going to make sure that you get attention for being so supportive of the channel. Also, even if you're not a member, please do subscribe, and also share the video, share the live or the channel name with somebody you think will like it. Yeah, I do too. Kevin L said, give me another example. All right, so my membership is less than a Popeye's chicken sandwich, like the one they advertise is super cheap on the commercials. My membership is less than a value meal. Right now, my membership is about the amount of 1 gallon of gas in the US. 1 gallon of petrol, if you're in Ireland like Vitaly is. And they do pints or liters or something there anyway. Some kind of non-freedom way to measure stuff. I'm just kidding. There you go. But if you join in this family, you're going to eat in the riches of knowledge. You're going to be a gluttonous consumer of knowledge and social experience. See? Uh-huh. Last little ribbony thing. Yeah, Kevin, he said, I'm having a hard time. I find so many I want to support. Yep, I already spend $50 a month. I understand. You know, everybody has to make their choices. And I like to think my channel has value. First of all, educational value, and then a value to craftspeople that want to be at the table with other up-and-coming craftspeople. I'm trying to make that the biggest incentive, let's say that, to join in the family. Uh-oh. That's all I want to do there. Oh, hey, Kevin. Man, I'm fine with it. Don't even worry about that. Gotta have thicker skin than that, dude. Just use your imagination and imagine all of the things in my teaching career and in my short YouTube career that I've been called and things like that, you know. I am very happy with it. I'm fine. I'd love to keep you, Kevin, but I do understand that money can be tight. Fully. Actually, that was a better saw cut than I made on any of the other ones. So you get better at this stuff. Kevin said, just like to be clear of my intent. In this day and age, things get taken wrong easily through text. Absolutely, man. I understand. Hey, like I said, don't even think twice about it. I actually appreciate and respect honesty. That blowout, that's the first blowout I've had. I appreciate that, man. I assume that's a compliment. It is easy to take this stuff online here personally. Do not get it twisted. If just making videos and showing your face was it, then a lot of people would do it. Those lines don't match up. Vitaly with the 20-pound, 20 euro super chat. Hold on one second, Vitaly. I do something very special. I don't even care if I lose viewers for this. I do something very special for those people that do super chats. I get my drumsticks out and I do a ceremonial drum roll. So let me get my snare drum. Vitaly with the 20 euro super chat. Want to give Vitaly a big old drum roll, a couple of them, because I think for each 10 euros there should be one separate drum roll. Thank you, Vitaly. We love Vitaly, man, coming through in the clutch for us. Appreciate you, buddy. Is Wes in the chat? I'm so happy to see that, man. Wes, welcome. Can y'all see? Vitaly, big, huge thanks from Heather and I. This is our full-time job, so we appreciate it, man. I'm gonna have to clean that side up a little bit. This side's really good, but that side. Carrie's here. Welcome, Carrie. Big, huge friend of the program, Carrie. What do you say, Carrie? How's your day going? Wes, how's everything? How's everybody doing? Oh, I'm a little outside the line there, but my side's different here. So it's my side that's right, dude. It's all right. We'll just deal with it. I don't think it needs to be that exact. One more time, Vitaly just hit us with a 20 euro super chat, man. We haven't seen Vitaly in a while. We always talk about him. Long time friend of the program, Vitaly, over there in the Emerald Isle. Oh, what's the question? Oh, so we're in the imperial system here, but my chisels may be. Which is he asking about a specific chisel? It's a bit of metric and a bit of imperial. I always use some of both. Yeah, I definitely. If I have better metric rulers, I would probably use metric all the time. And also because I'm, I don't know, I feel like I'm losing my sight a bit. The millimeters are hard to see. You know, that's the only thing. If I had my reading glasses a little better, but millimeters, man, they're like not for old people. But definitely believe in the metric system, you know. The imperial system, otherwise known, recently renamed freedom units. Did you know that? Just kidding. Just kidding. It hasn't been. Yeah, we are now required to call the imperial system that we use in the U.S. freedom units. Did you know that? I'm totally kidding. We are not. They're still called the imperial system. Freedom units. Yep, a little bit of metric, a little bit of imperial. Oh, well, at least that's my file and not one of my chisels. This is the magic part right here, because these chisels make quick work of this white pine. That's not bad. Yeah, it is very, very small, those millimeters, man. They definitely make like cutting braces for timber framing and stuff like that much easier, because I got to break things down into meters anyways, because it's 64ths and stuff. So, I mean, you don't even have those on a ruler. So the best I can do is do millimeters. It's because it's my left. It's a little bit more, a little less dexterous than my right. Dexterous. This is the rail carry for the Carrie said, is this the ladder? I said this is the rail for the banister, just to keep the kids from falling off. Look at that, I got blowout right there. Sorry, we're gonna curve this rail anyway, but man, so satisfying. The way I feel about my chisels is like a guy who's finally tuned in his 200-yard drive plus, you know, on the golf course. Like, I'm gonna show it off. You know what I mean? That's how we roll. Yeah, so like when I'm laying out a brace, I'm having to take square roots and stuff, and usually you're left with fractions. I've even ended up with fractions of millimeters before, you know, talking micrometers, I guess. I think when you get down to that much, that little bit of tolerance, it doesn't matter that much. You just size it up a little, so whatever that is, round it up, and then trim it down as you need to. You can always get smaller, never get bigger. Where'd I see you, Vitaly? Were you in Homemade by Ron's, if you're still in there? Is that where I saw you last? It was a weekend. I know you're busy like during the day usually, so I wasn't surprised, you know, that you were like watching then. I was like, oh yeah, this would be a time. And I said hi, but I can't remember where we were. Which live stream it was. Oh, I was just talking to him actually. I think it depends on what tools you have. The question was, what's the best method to take a millimeter off the joint? If we're talking about joinery, it's going to depend on what kind of tools you have. If you need a flush millimeter off of it, probably a chisel that's the width of the piece that you are chiseling, or a hand plane, pull plane or a push plane to take that material off, like a nice, make sure your blade is exactly flush. And then after that, if you don't have those kind of things, I would say a belt sander or something like that, or a chisel or a belt sander. Yes, I was about to read that. Wes said, in construction, we will say a hair, a half blade, a cat hair. Yeah, that makes sense. Because once you get down to that tolerance, I think it doesn't matter anymore. What did somebody say the other day? down to a 30-second. I'm like, man, I wish I could get this thing to a 30-second. So I had to quit, because actually the watcher was right, giving me true information about about tolerance from having built stuff. And I was like, well, I'm not at a 30-second. I got to abandon this project, and because I couldn't get it there. I just couldn't get it there. Let's flip this like this. Some of these bugs don't even care about bug spray. Aggressive. Kevin said, I hear you, Wes. If you're messing with anything smaller than an eighth, you're not working efficient. I love to see how the information you get when you're up in this chat. Sorry, I'm taking credit for Wes and all of them as information. I facilitated that. I facilitated that. Yeah, pare, P-A-R-E. Sorry, Kevin, I'm correcting your spelling. Yeah, pare, meaning chisel away. Raja, welcome, welcome. Sorry about that, y'all. Happens occasionally. Maybe the stormy weather. Stormy weather. Stormy weather. Oh, it did a super close-up thing. Super out of focus close-up. I was just kidding about facilitating y'all, giving me your knowledge up. That was being ironic, guys. Because I didn't present the knowledge at all. That was other folks in here. But appreciate y'all, though. Raja said, what's up to Vitaly? He probably knows that dude. I want to thank everybody in here for being here, because it seems to be one of my more successful live streams that I've ever done. Seems like we're reaching some higher heights, and a lot to be thankful for. Thankful for Vitaly's super chat donation to the channel. We do depend on those. So thankful for that, but also thankful for all my members that are in the chat right now and all of their contributions, which it's contributions not just in money, but in to the conversation. Yeah, line dried clothes are the best. You know, that's why we do it. It's not because it's not for any other reason, you know? Now I have one of these that I relieved on the bottom a bit too, but I don't know if I want to go and do that. Let's back the camera out because they got it wonky. All right, guys, so I am putting together my banister now. It's going to be hard for y'all to see because they got me on perma zoom right now, so I can't zoom out. So what I'm going to say is I've got the rail close now. It's flush in height. Got this little design cut through it, so it looks a little bit more interesting. Now it's about working these legs a bit. I got asked, Vitaly said, Calvin, have you dabbled in CNC machines? I got asked that same question earlier. I have not. Oh no, it was actually about 3D printing. No, I have never dabbled in CNC machines. Oh, that's much better. Just how it's sitting on there is much better. Well, that's going to be nice. They're going to fall, but it's all right. Put this up here like this. Work at each individual piece here. Flew across the front of the garage. Got a lot of wind right now. All right, Kevin Ellis said, I got to go. Be back later, maybe. Well, we'll see you later, Kevin. Appreciate you being here, man. Wow, really blowing out there. I could probably put these through the surface planer too. I don't need to take that much off of them. I mean, it would make them nice and flat and shiny. They also might be a little small for that surface planer. I want to shout out the member showcase member of the day. and that is Pelado Creations. So I know he's probably asleep right now. I made a little short in honor of Pelado and his wife, Melinda. I spun and it landed on Pelado's name on the wheel. So check that out when you get a minute. Definitely make sure that when you check a video out, including this one, that you share it with somebody, because that's how we grow this channel and this family, is like that. Oh, it smells so good. So no, Vitaly, I've never used a CNC machine. Are you guys using those at school? They got this German CNC timber frame factory that's pretty cool, man. I know that that's the way that our friend Kelly's factory works too. They make custom stairs, curved staircases and stuff. Shout out Kelly wherever you're at. Let me see. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, it takes a second for my chat to get back. Sorry, y'all. Everything's delayed here. Okay. Real Outdoor Living said, let's go up for a second. Oh, actually, what finish will I use? So I think Carrie started to answer that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a steel wool, apple cider vinegar, coffee, and pokeberry mixture. Then once I've gotten that applied, I'm going to coat it with tung oil. So whatever it dyes it is going to get covered. Just that one coat of stain, natural stain. I'm not going to use any. I'm not going to use any petroleum-based stains here. I'm going to try to craft it naturally here, and once that coat gets in, I'm going to cover it with tung oil, multiple layers of tung oil. Yeah. Yeah, pretty soon, Vitaly, you're going to be like, Calvin doesn't know what he's talking about. Probably already like that. Nah, I'm all right. I know a little bit. Always can learn more. And then, yeah, so, yeah, we're going to, and I got to collect these pokeberries before they dry up on me. Some of them are all ready and the plants are all dried away, so I need to make sure I get the right berries while they're around. They're a magenta color, which I think is going to add a deep brown to it, because when you mix all the colors of the spectrum, what you end up with is a deeper brown. That's what I want. I don't want a grayish rust color. If I can change that over to a brown, I'm going to try to get the brown color. Yeah, you got to use the skins, Bad Dragon, and press the skins. So if you have a black walnut around, just collect the walnuts while they're still green. Bad Dragon said, I want to learn how to make stain out of black walnuts. You got to collect the black walnuts and skin them. Now they're going to get your hands turned brown too. When I was a little boy, I was obsessed with black walnuts. I would pull the skins off of them and then rub them in my fingers and smell them. I love the smell of black walnut. My babysitter had a huge black walnut in her front yard. So those skins dye your hands, and they also react with the tannins in the wood. So you want gather those skins, and then you press the skins. Now remember, black walnut is poisonous to some animals. I think it may be poisonous to like all mammals. The skin is definitely poisonous to horses, and the walnuts and any kind of the droppings, the leaves, I think are all poisonous to horses. So if you have any horses anywhere around there, probably not a good idea. But oh, new leg. Yeah, it says that new leg. Yes, this is my new leg here. I've actually now, well, I think this is the new leg. Nah, it's up here. It's on the thing. It looks good though. It matches. Mike. Yeah. Yeah, so the walnuts are great to use as a natural pigment, but they do stain your skin, and they are toxic to some animals. But you just collect those walnut husks, and then you want to find some way to press them, because they're going to be harder to extract than other pigments. Like a cider press is probably what you want. Cider, you know what a cider press is? Yeah, I'm not going to put layers and layers of tung oil on wood that does not accept it, you know, unless I have a pigment under there for it to cover. That's my theory, is that I'm going to pigment dye the wood, and I don't usually do that, but I'm going to do it in this case. Dye the wood and then cover it with tung oil as it's basically protective coating, you know. Well, Bad Dragon may be right, man. I don't know. Maybe you do boil them. I thought you pressed them. I got a little carried away there. I don't have Google in front of me either. And I've never made black walnut stain. If I had black walnuts, I'd probably focus more on like propagating them like they are at my folks' house, where there's hundreds of them in the woods. It makes me bring up the next thing. I'm going to start taking some little mini black walnut trees and sending them out to folks. I've got these concrete pots here, probably as a perk for being a member, I was thinking. So I could send you a little sapling walnut. Got a bunch of them. I'm going to start doing bonsai pretty soon, just in my spare time, just for my mental health. Can't bonsai a little walnut tree, but I can give them to other people so that they grow. You know, a walnut tree can fetch you as much as $28,000. Just one tree if it's mature. We do have a family friend who retired off of a grove of black walnuts, so he started growing them early in his career in his yard. They matured. He took good care of them, gave them space so they could grow straight, because curved wood is not valuable like straight wood. So all this insignia of these being 2x4s, which, as you know, this channel is all about using conventional lumber to make elegant furniture. So we're going to try to get rid of all the insignia of the 2x4s on here. Often the variety of wood is in that stamp. So if you're curious about what you're working with, look at the stamp. If it's fir, it'll say D slash, like Douglas fir, it'll say D dash fir. Sometimes it'll say SPF if it's red pine or spruce sometimes. And then SYP if it's southern yellow pine. There we go. Two. So I missed the congrats that Wes said in there. Let's go back. Imagine it's Vitaly, right? I get confused sometimes with the chat like an old person. Batten down the hatches, folks. Hopefully that stops it. And I'm back. Sorry, folks. Had to take a little water break there. That looks really. Mike said, I'm sure it's great tie-dye, fabric dye. I think they're talking about the black walnuts. And then Mims Ricker was messing with Kool-Aid and coffee and such for stains. I think he has some videos, probably 6+ months now. Coffee, I think you got to use, well, I'm going to brew the coffee super strong and then let it evaporate a little so it kind of turns soupy. Because coffee is going to be like a diffuse kind of stain. If you ever stained your floor with it, it'll make a ring. So my worry is that if it's too light, you're going to get a ring that'll look more like you actually stained your wood than stained your wood. You know what I mean? Like you accidentally stained your wood. You dropped it in something or it got wet or flooded or something. That's what it's going to look like if you don't get that coffee, in my opinion, make the coffee thick. So I'm going to try to avoid that mistake out of the gate. I'm doing it more because crafting stuff yourself is more fun, and I can do it on YouTube. It's more interesting. I could go get polyurethane, and I have polyurethane. I have stain too. Also have different oils, linseed oil and tung oil. But I want to get some, I want to put some pigment in the wood. I'll test it on some stuff first. I know pokeberries are pretty bad about wanting to fade. I tried those and made a video about it. I didn't even show the results because it wasn't even visible. Oh, Carrie says she's got to head out to therapy. We'll talk to you later. We love you, Carrie. Take care. See you later. I worked at a bike shop for a couple days, man. Guy came in for a lube job. I told him we'd get him in and out. That's actually not a lie. It's actually the truth. A dad joke wrapped in a true story. This is what happens. See, I gotta be careful here. Man, look at that. Must have been a knot close to there. That's a horrible blowout right there. If I can get that masked up, I'm gonna be happy. Kind of my angle. I'm rushing it a little, I think. Gotta keep going slow. Don't rush. Don't rush. I was just trying to get it down a little bit because it didn't look like it was down at my line here. See, you don't want to do that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Woodshed by Dan. I hate to cut off, but I got to get going. Woodshed by Dan, welcome member. Woodshed by Dan, appreciated member. All of the members appreciated. All of the members appreciated. My camera's not adjustable, guys, and kind of stymies my ability to do any angles and show y'all what I'm doing, the results or any of that stuff. So love y'all, appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for being here, everybody in the chat, all of my friends. You are all my friends. You are all my folks. Appreciate you being here. Make sure that you subscribe. Tell somebody about it. Share a video with somebody who you think would be interested. Contact us on our other social media. Find me on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. I don't spend much time on those places, but appreciate everybody being here. Love y'all. I'm sure there's somebody on here that's going live soon. Check them out and do the next right thing, folks. Have a great afternoon and evening.